violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
A story you'll only see on Fox 5, a family desperate for investigators to find their loved one.
The family says they last heard from 32-year-old Nicholas Williams on December 12th. A month later, they're even more concerned for his safety. Fox 5's Alex Whitler has more.
Yeah, good evening to both.
So it sounds like the brother went missing on December 12th, and the family's getting worried. Things are not looking up in the search, and I remember when this was first reported of a man missing, and you know, I don't think it ended up turning out too well.
The View family says Nick Williams' car was last seen at Atlantic Station, but after a month without talking to a man who regularly calls his mother, they say they're convinced something's wrong.
Keep looking for him. Like, we're not going to stop until we get to the bottom of what's going on.
Nicholas Williams and his mother, Vicky, are close.
I just moved down here just to be close to him.
She says he'd never go long without reaching out to her.
He's a creature of habit and talks to his mother regularly. It was almost immediate. He was scheduled to pick her up from the airport and missed the opportunity, which was very unlike him.
That was the second week of December. Now, exactly 1 month.
Man, so it seems like he ended up getting into some trouble. I don't know what this brother was involved in, but obviously, you know, I'm going to end up telling you guys how he ended up, you know, passing away, but nobody deserves what happened to him. I don't know if he was mixed up in something or maybe it was random, but the whole situation is bad.
Months since family last heard from him, they're desperate, hoping someone watching this report knows what happened to Nick. Cobb County Police confirmed loved ones filed a report there, but family says they're now working with Atlanta Police as he lives in the city and his car was last seen near Atlantic Station. Since then, the only family Nick has here has conducted their own searches. Take a look. They say he's 5'10", a lighter-skinned black man with a diamond tattoo on his neck and a 269.
Wow, so he's been hooping with Adam Sandler's, it looks like. So that's at least a pretty cool experience he got to live through. I've seen videos of Adam Sandler play ball, and he's pretty decent for an old guy. So, man, as a matter of fact, I think this picture actually might have even went viral, because this was like the picture where, oh, you know, Adam Sandler just kind of pulls up to the local YMCA and he hoops with the average man. And, you know, shout out to Adam Sandler's for, you know, just being humble enough to do that in and of itself. But yeah, man, sad, real sad story.
Area code tattooed on his chest.
Yeah, I pray that he's returned to us. You know, I pray for his mom. It's very heavy on us.
If you know anything about this man's disappearance, give Cobb County and Atlanta Police a call. At the live desk, Alex Whitler, Fox 5 News.
Alex, thanks.
A burned body in December. Well, today we learned the victim is now identified as 32-year-old Nicholas Williams. The body was found in the woods in northwest Atlanta on Old Gordon Road. The Fulton County Examiner's Office says he was shot. Police are still investigating.
So he was shot and deleted. Body burned in the woods. These super gremlins are on demon time.
So it's called jury selection, but what it really is jury deselection. What you're trying to figure out on both sides is who you're going to strike. In other words, what jurors don't you like to say that you can get them out of the pool. And so what's going on right now is they're just trying to get the veneer, which is the group of people who will be the jury. There'll be 12 people who will be actual jurors, and then given the size and the length of this trial, they're probably going to seat a significant number of alternates as well.
All right, guys, so this is a man who's breaking down the Young Thug situation and what's going to happen during the trial. There have been some new findings, like Yak Gotti's mother trying to sneak in rolling papers, and Young Thug actually ended up getting caught having one of his friends try and sneak in a Percocet during court, in the middle of court. It's absolutely insane. These guys think that they're above the law, and this is probably one of the most outrageous things that well, not the most outrageous thing. All right, that Ronnie O'Neal case was crazy, and then the Kenosha terrorist, okay, was crazy as well. Him defending himself in court, but just the hubris of Young Thug and the YSL gang, okay, that has been terrorizing the city of Atlanta for over 13 years. I mean, they literally did a hand-to-hand drug deal in the middle of court. It's absolutely insane.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have 7 to 12 additional jurors there, because over time, you're going to lose people as this case goes on. Somebody's going to get sick. Somebody's going to have a death in the family. Something's going to happen during the trial. I actually had one long investigation. It was a special purpose grand jury, and one of my jurors moved to purposefully get out from jury selection. That's extreme, but things happen, and so you're going to have a number of jurors selected. So what they're doing at this point is they're trying to figure out and establish who that initial group is. And the biggest thing that they're doing at this point is trying to figure out who can be fair. Who can sit and hear the evidence, judge it fairly, listen to the laws that's coming from the judge. And so they're trying to get a group of, I would imagine, probably, and I don't know how many strikes there are, because I'm sure there are additional strikes given how many defendants there are, but you got to have a pool that's big enough that when you take all the peremptory strikes, all the strikes that each of the lawyers have, and add them all together, plus then the 12, plus then however many alternates, and that's what you got to get that group seated, and then you do your peremptory challenge. So right now it's all about fairness. If you've got somebody who, from the prosecution side, they'd be looking for somebody, are you a huge fan of Young Thug? Do you dislike law enforcement? Do you believe that rappers are unfairly treated under the law?
So basic jury selection information. We're going to go ahead and move on to what we really have to talk about today.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
what
all your
more
store.
do you want from me?
Here following new developments in the YSL RICO trial. One of the defendants facing new charges tonight after prosecutors say he tried to slip rapper Young Thug drugs in the middle of the courtroom. We got this surveillance video from the courtroom. Take a look at the highlighted part here. You can see Young Thug's co-defendant Kahlieff at.
What the hell is he doing? Right in the middle of an officer. This is absolutely insane. Wow. I don't get it, y'all. Everybody's looking at them. They're the center of attention. There's literally no eyes that are looking away from them. And he really thought that he could just slip a perky into Young Thug's hands. You can't make this stuff up, guys.
Adams extend his hand toward the rapper there, and prosecutors allege that is when he gave the rapper a Percocet right there in front of the entire courtroom.
Dang, and then he got pressed too?
When someone is in a courtroom and he or she is on trial, they are not able to move from the counsel table unless and until a deputy sheriff or two escorts them. And oftentimes they're shackled. So this is beyond stunning.
Adams is now facing additional charges because of all of this. Young Thug, whose legal name is Jeffrey Williams, is not. This case is still in the middle of jury selection, which was expected to take several weeks.
Yeah.
New allegations that rapper Young Thug and a co-defendant conducted a hand-to-hand drug deal in the courtroom where jury selection was going on.
Look how shocked this reporter is, but I'm not shocked at all. Young Thug he truly thinks he's above the law, and you can tell by the way that he moves, his demeanor. I mean, it's really crazy, the fact that he really thought he was going to get off with that.
A judge has paused jury selection at least 3 times over drugs, arrests, and a health scare. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie covering this now with us live in downtown, where he obtained video of this alleged drug transaction. Mark, you talked with Thug's attorney late today. He said his client did nothing wrong.
Yeah, we've got both sides. Listen, a motion filed late today by the prosecution by itself would have been a bombshell. But late today, we also obtained the video. It was caught on camera in court, says Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labat, who told us courtroom surveillance video captured an alleged hand-to-hand drug transaction between Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams, and a fellow defendant in the YSL RICO conspiracy trial, Kahlieff Adams, a transaction brought to light when one of Labat's deputies spotted what was going on and retrieved the drug, Percocet, from Young Thug.
Keith Adams, you're one of Young Thug's attorneys. What's his side of this?
Well, his side is the truth. The reality is Mr. Williams had nothing to do with what went on in the courtroom on yesterday.
Maybe that guy was actually directed to pass him the dope, so it, seemed like he was still involved in the streets, or I don't know. But I want to say Young Thug isn't stupid enough to do this, but then again, reading the indictment, I wouldn't put it past him.
One of the co-defendants, on his way to the restroom, attempted to pass something to Mr. Williams, who immediately turned it over to the deputy.
He did not know it was...
Damn, so he immediately turned it over to the deputy. Isn't that snitching in and of itself? Isn't that snitching?
Allegedly Percocet?
Did not know. Well, we don't know what it is. Did not know what it was, turned it over to the deputy right away.
A newly filed motion.
You mean to tell me that Young Thug, who does all these drugs, doesn't know what a perk is when he raps about perks all the time? Yeah, right.
Bearing the names of Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis and Deputy DA Adrian Love, lays out allegations in detail. The document says on January 18th, 2023, defendant Kahlieff Adams and defendant Jeffrey Lamar Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, conducted a hand-to-hand drug transaction inside Courtroom 1C of the Fulton County Superior Courthouse. Defendant Kahlieff Adams stood up from his chair inside Courtroom 1C and walked unattended to where defendant Jeffrey Lamar Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, was seated at counsel table next to his attorney. Defendant Adams approached defendant Williams and extended a closed right hand toward defendant Williams. Defendant Williams extended his open right hand toward defendant Adams' closed right hand and accepted an item of contraband, to wit Percocet, from inside defendant Adams' hand. Defendant Williams then closed his right hand around the contraband and placed his closed right fist underneath the table where he sat. The document says Sheriff's Office personnel immediately approached defendant Williams and demanded that defendant Williams relinquish the contraband defendant Williams placed in his hand before placing his hand under the table. The document adds, during the search of defendant Adams, the sheriff recovered from defendant Adams Percocet, marijuana, tobacco, and other contraband wrapped in plastic and food seasonings to mask the odor of the marijuana. Defendant Adams was then taken to Grady Hospital after he appeared to ingest other items of contraband that he held on his person in an effort effort to conceal the extent of his crimes within the courtroom. The prosecution motion suggests young thug has filed multiple motions demanding a speedy trial, opposing a continuance of any kind, but, quote, for accuracy, the record should reflect that Defendant Williams, along with Defendant Adams' actions caused a delay in the trial.
Young thug maintains his innocence to all the allegations he faces in the YSL case.
Each and every one of them.
Has he been charged in connection with this?
Absolutely not, and we don't expect that to be the case because he did nothing.
Kahlieff Adams, no relation, whom you do not represent, has also pled not guilty to the YSL RICO conspiracy.
That's true. That's true.
So this is all coming together very late. The Fulton County DA's office says any charging decision against young thug involving the alleged Percocet would only be made after a full investigation. Now, I reached out to attorney Tiambre Callan in behalf of Kahlieff Adams via text. The text reply was, on behalf of Mr. Adams, these allegations are simply that. Mere allegations made by the state in an effort to thwart the lengthiness of the jury selection process.
Well, they're saying it's allegations, but I mean, we saw him do it in the flesh on camera, so I mean, young thug has dug his own grave. I'm just ready to see what sentencing is gonna look like.
Mr. Adams adamantly maintains his innocence and looks forward to the conclusion of this trial. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.